Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
Yo, what's happening, people? What are we looking at? 8:35, man. It is 8:30. It is time for class. Hey, man, I'm talking. We're on time. You over there talking?
Oh, we live. Okay.
Flipping chairs and everything, and now you still talking? What's happening, people, man? It is 8:35, so we're a little off, but we getting better. Time for Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
Listen, man, we've got some great conversations for you tonight. We're actually going to get real and something that's real deep within our community that people don't want to talk about. So I'm going to need for you to hit those buttons over there, man. The love button, the like button. You can hit the hate button. You can hit the cry button. You can get mad. Whatever you want to do. There's about 6 buttons over there. Hit one of those buttons, because any button that you hit is going to help our
algorithm
go up. Because as I've told you before, Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube. Listen, people, touch the button. That's all I need you to do. Touch the button, follow, and then I'm going to ask you to do one more thing. Hit the next button and share. All right? That's all we ask you to do. It's not much. Not a lot at all. So we're going to get this thing going. Angelo, how was your week, dog?
Hey, man, dope weekend, dope week. What you just said, though, man, hitting that share button is so very important, people. Hit the share button, man. But I had a great week, man. Cool weekend. I ventured on out there to LA once again. It's kind of dope. So, I won't spend a lot of time because everything didn't go as planned as far as the ceremony goes. However, it turned out great. You know what I mean? Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, if you have Sirius Radio or if you can download it or whatever, I'll be on at 1 to 3 on Quake's house. On Quake's house on satellite radio, man. Yeah, I was a panelist at Quake's house, man, and it was a very, very cool experience. Had a ball. Had a real good time in there, man. And Quake's house is shot at Heartbeat Studios. Kevin Hart Studio, man. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, man, I was thoroughly impressed, bro. Touring that studio, when I say...
Did it have anything on our studio? Is he approaching it?
Hey, listen. Heartbeat Studio, man, I'm talking about, it's a warehouse. They converted. So you know how big a warehouse is, obviously. You know what I mean? So it was huge. Oh, yeah, man. It was dope, man. All the stuff you see Kevin Hart filming, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can see all different sets. You know what I mean? The break room, man, looks like a man cave. I mean, the break room, you can see that break room be like, shoot, I'm good. Let's just stay right here, So, yeah, it was a real cool experience, man. Like I said, I'll be on Quake's house 1 to 3. They film it airs tomorrow. From 1 to 3, man, that was a super, super cool experience. Quake was, who he is as always. Had the opportunity, didn't get a chance to do it yesterday because he had a show here Sunday, and he was supposed to came in yesterday to do the sit down with me. But he called me, man. His voice was cracking and all that stuff. So he said he didn't want to do it when it ain't perfect. You know what I mean? Dead right. So, you know, he guaranteed we're going to get it done again. But overall, man, it was cool. It was cool.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Ask a cop, how was things in the retirement sector?
It was retired. I had a great time, man. I'm killing it in football this year. Yes. Money rolling in. And Philadelphia Eagles just doing what they do.
Yeah.
They're 2-0.
Yeah. I ain't saying they're doing what they do, but not looking good, but they 2-0.
They 2-0.
Yeah.
And your team would be who?
We're 1-1. That's all I'm saying. So we just one game
and
behind.
they should be 0-2.
Should be.
Yes, we could say the same thing about Philly. Hey,
2-0.
Hey now. Hey, early. It's real early. Listen, man, my whole week was dope.
Yeah, your whole week, not weekend for you.
Atlanta Cigar Week was lit. It was crazy. Shout out to my man Tony Hall, Octavia Taylor, Henry Stokes. They did it again. And of course, Atlanta ain't changed. We about to start it again. The Atlanta Cigar Experience has started. Shout out to my man Mike Bennett. Couldn't make it last night, man. I was decompressing.
Wait a minute, Mike Bennett, Cigar Mike?
Yeah, man. Cigar Mike is getting it going this week. I had to pull back. I ain't smoked a cigar yesterday at all. But I'm about to smoke another one, and then I'm getting out later on tonight. The wife is already out. So we doing that a little later. So, but yeah, that's what my week was, man. It was dope. All my teams won this weekend. You know, we get into primetime mania and all that type stuff in a minute. We get into all that. But want to introduce our guest right now. Right now, we have the young lady. Are we going Cynthia or Cynthia or Cindy? Which one are we going with? Cindy.
Put some doctor on the front of that.
All right, friends and family. Yeah, you've been up
Put
there
some
twice.
doctor on the front of that.
That makes you there. So Dr. Cindy. Let's go with Dr. Cindy. There we go. So let's go with Dr. Cindy. How you doing, young lady?
All is well. I'm
Good deal. Listen, man.
excited to be here.
Yeah, same here. Excited to have you here. You know, I tried to put a bunch of topics in there so it wouldn't, you know, kind of beat you up on one topic. So we're going to, you know, just hit you a couple times on a few topics, you know, because we're excited to actually have somebody that got some certificates behind their head to talk about this stuff. Because usually we just talking, you know, what we know. Right.
I'm trying to go, though. It's all right. I'm ready.
There it is. And listen, man, we got special guest last minute. If y'all been tuning into the show, you've seen him call in or comment, and I would say, "What up, Q? That's my guy. Hey, bro, let me know when you're in town so you can come through." Well, he called me today. He said, "Bro, I got your wife's number. They ain't got your number because I ain't good at answering the phone. So he ain't have my number. So I gave it to him. He called me. Luckily, his number came up with his name on it, so I answered.
Pay my bill every now and then.
And here he is, man. Here he is, my man Q. What up, bro?
What's going on?
Hey, bro, we are happy to have you here, dog. You know, we're going to go get this little ceremony out the way since you are sponsoring the show. Go on, talk about yourself.
Hey, listen, I'm going to make it short and sweet. I'm Q Quinton. I'm with PDR Cigars. I'm out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So when he said I called him at the last second, that's what he was talking about. I drove in literally at about 11:30 last night. I woke up this morning and I said, wait a minute, it's Tuesday. He does his podcast on Tuesday. So what do you know? I'm here. I told you I was going to come bless the set with my presence, and your boy is here.
And some cigar.
And some cigar.
And I bought it. I came
He
bearing
didn't come
gifts.
empty-handed.
Yeah,
I came bearing
with the
gifts.
cigars. Look at here,
So for those that don't know, I do rep for PDR Cigars. So each one of you have a PDR cigar in front of you. So that is my gift that I come bearing. So you guys smoke those in some heavenly places. Pour your drink of choice or your libation of choice and make it happen. Let's be merry.
All right, well, real quick, you know, I want you to just real quick before we have to go to break, you know, talk about PDR. Let us know the type of cigar that you guys are giving, because there are a couple of, you know, brothers and sisters of the Leaf that's tuned in and will be tuning in as they hit that follow button.
Absolutely. You guys make sure you hit that follow button so you can, what y'all call it? Increase your algorithm.
The algorithm. There
we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Algorithm.
Learn quick.
Algorithm.
All right. But anyway, PDR, we are we are out of the Dominican Republic, but we bring all of our cigars from Doral, Florida, so they get shipped from the DR, packaged down in the DR, rolled in the DR. We have fields in the DR. We've got rollers in the DR. And then what happens is they get packaged up. They get sent to Doral, Florida. That's our distribution location down there. And they go out to all of our retail locations. We are overseas. We just finished up. Abe just finished up with Intertabak over in Germany.
Okay.
So he's actually still overseas right now. So we are a global company. This is not just a domestic company by a long shot. We are worldwide. What you guys have in front of you right now is the 1975 Rosado and the El Trovador. One happens to be a Maduro. The other one happens to be an Ecuadorian Habano. So what that means to you is you've got a medium and then you've got a medium full in front of you. So we make some amazing blends, very smooth. Some people say that they pick up some floral notes in most of our blends.
Okay.
Abe Flores is our master blender. He does some amazing things with the blends. So with that being said, I know you guys will enjoy them. We just released the El Vignette. That released at PCA this year. So make sure that you guys get your hands on those. They're only at a select retailers throughout the country, though. So we were very selective with who got that cigar. So it's not everywhere. John out at Groovy Blue.
Groovy got him. Okay.
Yeah, Tobacco World with Pablo and Manny up there in Smyrna. They have them. I say Smyrna, but I think that's Marietta, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so they've got a couple different retailers here in the local area that you guys can grab PDR from. So definitely make sure you check me out. I definitely would appreciate the love.
Hey man, no doubt. Appreciate you coming in and blessing my guys. This is dope.
Hey, real quick, JT, you said because his number was in your phone, you answered. So what's your reason when you don't answer for folks' numbers actually in your phone? What's the other reason? Because
my phone usually.
Dwayne, what happened to Dwayne on Thursday? What JT do?
My phone ain't usually there.
He didn't pick up, he left.
Wow, shots fired.
Hey, what you talking about Thursday night? Hey,
Shots fired.
you talking about Thursday night? I ain't had nothing to do with Thursday night. Now you was supposed to be coming with Angelo.
Shots fired.
I was already there by the time you started sending text message. I was already in the mix, and when I'm in the mix, I don't think my phone is good for us taking pictures and taking video.
I saw the message. I even answered.
At what time?
About 4 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I was done. It was rap. I was already in the mix. It was done. It was like hey,
That's a shame.
hey man, listen.
It was a hard week.
I saw it on Friday. You was like, oh man, I just got in. But you actually said that on Thursday.
Not to mention,
It was on Thursday.
Yeah.
asked JT
You actually bought your cigars.
He brought his cigars and everything. He was ready.
cigars?
Listen,
Yeah.
I asked JT on Tuesday. I said, "Should I get my tickets early? Because I like to be pre-planned." He said, "No, man, I got you."
Nope. I said, listen.
He gonna get low and he can get you.
I said, Tony. He said, man, I said, bro, Tony will get you in with low. Just come through. That's what I said. That's what I said. And Tony would have got you in too. But Angelo decided not to come in. So
I got in late from LA. So when I got in,
Yeah, that was yours.
true story.
All right, man, listen, we're going to be right back. We're going to get this thing going. Listen, again, we're having some topics tonight that's real important to our community. So tune in. Please want you to be a part of this conversation, 404-500-1605. We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
As a cop.
Wrap them up. Damn, I should have made this font bigger.
You sure should have, because I can't.
I do what I was thinking. Look at this.
I got my glass on today. Let me know you need some help.
Yo,
You the wrong phone, huh?
oh, man. We are back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
As a cop.
Listen, man, as I've said, I want you to be a part of this conversation. We're going to be talking, about mental health, different aspects of it. Like I said, we have a professional on the table tonight, Dr. Cindy. Let me give you all a couple of her certifications. She is a team life coach and mentor, grief recovery specialist, which is one I really want to talk about. She's a mediator, generational conflict resolution specialist. Wow. I typed that earlier, but I didn't realize the power of that title right there. She's also the author of Concrete Soil, a memoir of overcoming grief. So, because I didn't read the book, but I read a little bit about it. So in regards to what you went through, is that what got you into this line of work, or were you already into it? And
No, absolutely. The reason I actually got into it is my 17-year-old son. He was killed in a car accident, and I was working for a corporation, and they had me go to therapy. And when I got there, it was a younger Caucasian. Is that better? A younger Caucasian therapist.
Okay.
Kind of looking at me like, yeah, I got some medicine for you. And I said, so I don't take medicine. And I'm wondering, did you have any type of tools that can help me balance my life so I can sleep at night? And she said, I got this medicine that, would really help you. And I remember not going back. I'm thinking, I'm going to save this $25 copay and figure out another route. So at the time, I was working for this attorney's office. And he said, you're real good with the clients that I have who lost somebody. You ever thought about going to grief school? And I was like, oh, never really crossed my mind. I think school anxiety, I'm grown. I ain't really trying to do that.
right.
And then I realized that it was my passion. And he sent me to school, paid me to go to school, and here we are, 14 years later.
Nice. Now, of course, when people say grief counseling, they're thinking of usually losing someone, something like that. But grief counseling can be a whole lot of different things.
Oh, it's a ton of entities of grief. Losses are definitely defined by what changes your emotion. So something that you had and you adored and you no longer have. They're all based on relationships. Everything's a relationship, right? We have your home, your mortgage company, your children, your father, your mother, your aunts, your uncles, your homeboy, your homegirl, cars. All kind of stuff are relationships. And when they end abruptly, we're never ready. Never ready. So it shifts the entire mindset of the human that I really wasn't ready for that to be done.
Okay.
But you have to make a conscious decision to accept it. And when you don't accept it, we run into grief.
So, as for someone that has someone that has dealt with grief, what advice would you give to someone that's dealing with that's the support system for someone that needs grief counseling or whatever? What advice would you give somebody that's not certified, just regular folks?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing is just to have some patience, right? It's not your time, and you're never going to understand it if you haven't endured it. But it's the most important thing is to have patience and give them an outlet to discuss with you how they feel. If they don't know how to do that, sometimes just be quiet. Don't say anything. It's not necessary for you to probe. How you doing? How you feeling? Because they can't explain that. But what you can do is just be present. Present meaning, amen, we can just sit on the couch. Let the TV roll. We don't got to say a word. I'm just here. And you just have to understand, sometimes it's not what you say, it's just being there, being close enough to touch. Just that I'm not by myself.
Amen.
Man, there's a lot of people out there that need to really soak that in.
Yeah.
There's so many people out, we love giving support, but I think sometimes, like you said, we feel that support is we have to make them talk about it, or we have to make them feel, or we have to make them get through it. So we try and force people to do things before they're ready.
Exactly.
Type of deal. So, I hope a lot of people can hear that and understand, what that's about. Now, I want to move over in regards, especially with what's going on in the world today, or the way the world is today. Our younger people, our children, our cousins, our nephews, our mentees, how are we to recognize when one of those young ones need therapy or need to talk to someone above what we can do?
Absolutely. I think the very first thing is to recognize if they're yours, we are our kids, and our kids are us. Just like the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, mother, father, child. So that DNA runs deep. So don't ignore the fact that you see a trait in your child that you had as a child, and because you did the sweep under the rug syndrome and nobody helped you, it's now time to face it, right? Ooh. And you have to recognize, oh, he seems like he's sad today. What's wrong with you? Nothing. Don't take nothing as an answer, because it's a problem. You know that they don't normally look like that. When they shelled off and isolated in their room, that's a problem, right? And I think it's something that I just spoke about bullying not too long ago, and we were talking about how do parents miss it? Well, they miss it because the average parent, unfortunately, is not as engaged as they should be with their children. Social media has destroyed the entire home, not just the children, the parents, and the home. So everybody got their phone in their face all day, and the conversations at the table have not been minimized to a topic. People eating in their room all over the house. Nobody's congregating anymore, right? And they're not saying, how's your day? What happened today? Anything interesting happen? Because we such in a ruffle to try to get ourselves in a particular stature of life, we forget what a bad day looks like. Because we're too busy trying to please people we don't know.
Ooh, this is so refreshing.
Ouch.
That's real.
Oh man!
That's real.
Hey, and since y'all want to talk about me and my phone, see, I don't be in my phone all the time, so that's why I don't answer, because I ain't got my phone like this all the time. Sometimes my phone be in the other room because I'm around people, making sure that they all right.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, okay.
Books all right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
That was a great. That was great. He tried it.
Yeah.
He tried
Yeah, I
it.
had to use all that right there.
Speaking of Greek.
He tried it.
Right, he tried it.
Now the children, stuck in the room thing, especially these days.
Yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse because of the craziness in the world today. You're happy that they're in the room, but then at the same time you want them to come out the room, but at the same time you don't want them out in the streets doing that craziness.
We only want them out the room if they're isolated for so long without contact. If they're good in the room, they playing the game. I tell parents all the time, they say, well, I don't know what to do. My son in the house and he playing the game. I'm like, first of all, you got to initiate a sense of time frame. You can't just let it all destroy their brains. You got to literally say, all right, man, you got school tomorrow, so I'm going to give you from 7 to 8 to play the game. 8 o'clock is shower time, you know what I mean? And let's send this report together. Put your game, your controller on the table. I don't want to come take it. I want to trust you.
Right.
I want to know that you're going to follow the rules of what our plan is for the day. But when it's you sleep because you tired and you wake up and you heard do, and he ain't put it away at like 1 a.m, now I can't trust you. So these are standards you have to set very early on so that they know the rules are set. It's not to punish you that you can't play the game all night. It's to control the mindset for what you have to do in the morning. And nobody really has that concept down packed because, again, we're talking about statistically, there's more single-parent homes than there are two-parent homes. So mothers are tired or dads are tired because we're not going to negate the single-parent dad. But at the end of the day, anybody talking about they can raise a kid by themselves, you're a liar. And we're not going to even play those kind of games. But know that you need help. Stop fearing asking for the help so that when they are isolated, you're not so tired you don't even pay attention and notice it. So it's a gift and a curse, yes, but if it's a bad thing that they're in the room, then we got a problem. But it's okay if they're in the room as long as they're home and safe.
Hey man, y'all better step in because I could talk about mental health all day.
Doesn't that also for some parents create structure within the household, right? A lot of parents wait until the kids are 18,
right,
send them off to military, and then all of a sudden they're amazed because they have this bright, budding, intellectual young man that they've never seen before. And it's not because that young man or young daughter wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's just that the military created a structure or a routine in their life that they have to now adhere to. And I think a lot of the times when you have parents that are wondering, well, why is my son or daughter acting out? Why can't I get them to cooperate in that sense? Isn't that a lot of those things that the military and police academy and stuff like that uses to create a structure and create that refined individual that we see once you send somebody to military school or something like that?
If they go to military school, but we keep it real right, they not going to military school. They coming off the porch. They going to street school. So when they go to street school, they're learning a different environment, and now they're mixing the morals and values from the home they came in to Johnny's house, Sarah's house, OG Jimmy's house. And now we got all these different people who told me, nah, man, you don't wear your shoes like that. Nah, man, you don't wear your pants like that. I want you to do this, baby. So now I'm confused as a teenager, because the average young man we see now statistically is coming off the porch at 12, not 18. Because there's no daddy in the house who's making the structure of him coming home from school. You do your homework, you clean your room, and then you make sure that house straightened up, and then you go to bed. Mama's still at work because she can only rent $2,000, so she can only work less than 4 hours a day. The other hours she's sleeping at work all day, so they outside. So it's unfortunate. Back years ago, parents would use those type of schools as leverage to get some assistance with raising them. But I need the mothers to understand, we don't stand up and pee. You need some help.
Hey.
You can't do this. Like, stop trying to be that. It would be ideal to send them somewhere, but utilize the resource you have. Build a rapport with the dad. Build a rapport with your uncles. Build a rapport with somebody else's uncles. Whoever it is, give the duty to the dad. Stop trying to be a mama and a father. You just can't.
I think you said a mouthful right there, and I think it's become popular to believe that you don't need a husband. You don't, because I know I was the exact opposite. I raised my sons, and I can honestly say, especially my oldest, Joe, if you listen, I know he's got a hard exterior like me because he didn't have a woman's influence to, he's like macho man, and he's good though. He's a good-hearted guy, and he married a fantastic wife. But like I said, I know that it takes both, and it's both ways. And as a man, I recognize, they would have been different if they had more of a woman's influence. So I mean, I agree with that.
I think God said it best. Adam, lay down. Let me get you this rib. Mm-hmm. And from that on, there is not a man who needs to act like he can be by himself, and a woman shouldn't act like she can either. All the independency is a thing, but you need to be co-independent with another person. There's no human on earth that should be existent alone. It just should not. And you can't just be like, ain't nobody out there. It's somebody for everybody. You just got to learn how to compromise with a person so you can be adaptive to another human. Should nobody be single? But when they are, they're trying to figure it out. If you're trying to figure it out, each person, you'll see people all the time. Oh, that ain't the one. Oh, that ain't the one. Oh, that ain't the one. Maybe you're not the one.
Gotta have you.
Maybe it's you.
We gotta have you back for another show.
Maybe it's you.
This conversation went classic real quick, didn't it? We're gonna have to have you back for a different type of show. I see that right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
We're here.
So, go ahead, MJ.
Just a little bit, well, it's on topic, but it's a total different spectrum.
Sure.
We talked about it a lot on the show, and there's a lot of gun violence in Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
And as you're a doctor, so in your opinion, having dealt with people after COVID and seeing the amount of trauma that caused, and what do you think the correlation is between the gun violence that's occurring and mental health?
I'm glad you asked. I was wondering if you would have.
I got a bunch of them.
Everything in a human's environment starts in their bloodline and where they come from, right? So children are born in pain, and adults never release it, so they keep it. So when you find a home, you have the father who may be present, and you have the father who's not. Every young boy wants to have the Deion Lo relationship. Every man wants to have the Deion Lo relationship. But if you have any interruptions of the mother not allowing that relationship to flourish, both of them lose out the gate. Because the father has to be able to tell his son why he walks like that, acts like that, talks like that, communicates that way. Because, I'm sorry, mothers, we just carry the children. That's the father's seed. So when you find yourselves trying to figure out how to mingle in this world and remove the both parents, we build this anger. And just like the young boy who can't beat up the boyfriend, or the mama who beats the boyfriend up, he can't do it, so he go to school. He come off the porch. His anger is not from outside. They bring it with them. It's in the house.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
Damn.
That's deep right there.
That's real deep.
real deep.
And I got another one, and this is
Damn.
with more.
Wait. Let's spark on that one. The anger is coming from inside the house. You think about that.
Yeah. Think about it. Think about the
That's
relationships you have with people that you don't have no more, but there's a kid attached to it. You don't think those kids have a view? They got a view. They done heard the mom on the phone with her homegirls and her sister talking about you, and they see you and like, this don't add up, dude. Don't really act like that when I'm with him. But she said he. Now we getting older, and it's like, hey, that's me. I want to be with my daddy. I like him. I don't got none of this kind of. Now I'm an age, and I got a girlfriend who treating me like my mama treat my daddy. Now I'm like, oh, let me build a relationship with my dad. My mama might have been lying.
Is that the same way with the daughter?
Both.
We.
There's no race, no age, no gender that differs in dysfunction. Toxicity and dysfunction is so normal in every bloodline. We were created this way. So yours ain't no different than mine. Mine ain't different than his. The issue is who gonna break the cycle.
And it's never too late because me and my daughters are getting closer now.
Never too late.
But stand
Until you
on
die.
stand on the law enforcement side of it. This is something that's dear to my heart. I'm far right. I'm not even gonna lie as far as gun control goes. But I think that there needs to be a psychological component to it, where and a lot of doctors disagree with this. So I'm asking you as a doctor, would you think there should be a set of circumstances on putting people into like a national database, and the nut base, you could call it, where people that are mentally so far off where they should not be within 100 yards of a gun, do you think there should be a database like that? And a two-pronged question, what do you think some of the requirements to put somebody in there? Because, one doctor says a nut, the other doctor says he just needs love. So I'm just trying to get that.
So to answer your first...
Before you answer that, let me make sure we got enough time. This is going to be a good answer. We got enough time? Go ahead. Do what you do.
To answer your question, no. It should not be, because I think that people should be able to protect themselves in their homes despite whether their mentality is. It's just unfortunate. And I got to stand on that. And the reason I have to stand on that is because I could go crazy myself. You still can't come in my house. And I ain't going to tell you that I'm not going to take my gun outside. I prepare my mind to believe I don't have to live with it. But yeah, man, that's tough because I got to protect my family.
Okay, I like that answer.
Whew. Still stuck on anger coming outside of the house.
I remember.
I love what she said about the woman carrying the child, but understanding that from the father's standpoint, that's your seed. So we have to. Is a two-prong approach, right?
Absolutely.
So the woman can't look at the son or the daughter and say, "Why are you acting up?" You kind of have to look in the mirror and understand, hey, that's something that you created with whoever the mother or the father of that child is.
Absolutely.
And stop trying to place blame solely on one side of the table.
Absolutely.
So I definitely thought that was deep, and that should carry a lot of weight with a lot of folks.
Yeah, that's real. That's just understanding alone that go back to the love, whether it was lust or not, from the night it was made. Think about that. We forget that. We got all these years that we messed with somebody. You got a 10-year-old, that's 3,650 days.
Dang, how you know that off the top of your head?
It's 365 times 10.
I need a calculator for that.
How many of them days you don't like these people? Because that one, I don't care about no, everybody grown. Sex is great. how it turned into hate.
And with
Wow.
that, we'll be right back.
Wow.
Classic Conversation with Jae Tea and Lo.
You're not gonna hold around.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. Yo, we back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
As a cop,
All I can say is, ooh, wee. Man,
Hair up on the top of your head, man.
I forgot. I missed one.
No, that popped up in the last segment. I watched it.
Boy, I'm telling you, man.
And y'all missed some good
stuff.
in between. The commercial conversation was woof.
Yeah, good stuff.
yeah.
Good stuff. You got something, Dwayne? Because I got a question for it that I wasn't gonna bring up tonight, but now you brought it up in me. Where the mic at?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Okay,
What?
how do
Say it
we-
again.
How do we identify cycles and break them as a community?
Okay.
So the question was, how do we identify the cycles and then break them as a community?
So basically, you have to start with yourself and who you are in your home, right? And I kind of was talking about this in between. For me, I was a teen mother, right? Twice. I had a son at 17. That was my son who was killed in a car accident at 17. I had a daughter at 19. And I learned that how to get some money before I learned about sex and boys. They taught me how to sell stuff before I could
Understood.
literally become tripped on sex. It just wasn't my thing. I would be in my mind like, I don't want to go get some money. I don't know. I don't want to do that. So I remember telling myself when I found out I had a girl, directly the moment I found out, she got to be better than me. I'm going to build this relationship with her father and his family because I was torn with the monkey wrench between my mother and father at about 8. I didn't want her to experience that. So breaking the cycle is recognizing stuff that pain you would have to pain your child. How do you tell them about what hurts you so they don't pain too? So you got to literally be honest with your child. Every year of her birth.
A mic ain't good.
Okay, she can have my mic.
Yeah. Give her a mic because TMJ said she can have my mic.
We better.
It's wired.
How about now? Is this better?
I was testing y'all. Pastor Test, good job. That one on the air was.
I had to give a neck on that one.
What's wrong with this one? Mama ain't got no cord. It don't work.
Oh my God.
Okay. So to answer the question, just your cycles and what you need to break is your habits. It's what you do that's wrong. And if you have children, that's what they do without being taught. It's learned behavior from the bloodline. So men, they'll be like, look at dude, walk like you walk just like your daddy. I didn't teach him to walk like that. I didn't teach her to act like that. But what they saw in the sponge stage made them perfected. So you have to be mindful. Where they say it's cute, well, you know, and I'm guilty. A little 2-year-old walk up and say some cuss words. I'ma laugh because I'm just human, right? But I'ma say, who taught them that? Because they gonna say, why don't laugh? That ain't funny. It is. I'm sorry. It's funny. Because how they know how to put it in that context. But at the same time, who taught them that? Because we get comfortable having these conversations on them phones and they sitting there like, oh, I'm supposed to say, fuck that when my toy break. Oh, shit. When
Right.
This is learned behavior and it's just as simple to explain it.
Oh man, that's crazy because I have this conversation with my nephew because he's a cussing mother.
Yeah.
He cuss. And one time his daughter dropped something and wasn't nobody really looking at her and she was like, oh shit. We was like, what you say? She said, oh shoot. It's like, man, bro, she ain't say shoot. She
Right.
said shit.
Right.
I said, you know why she said it? I don't know. What?
Right.
You don't know?
That's right.
Yeah. So I think we take pride in, like you said, if your son or your daughter or whatever does certain things that's cute, you take pride in, just like me.
Yeah.
Not realizing that you didn't teach them how to walk like you. You didn't teach them how to put their arm over their leg just like you. it's learned behavior, and everything else is learned behavior also. It's not that you taught it to them, but it's learned behavior. In essence, you did teach it to them.
Exactly. Without even recognizing it. But what you didn't teach is how to not do it.
Do y'all mind if I get deep with a question real quick?
Absolutely.
Deep as she is.
Shoot.
I want to get deep.
Shoot your shot.
So, with the learned behavior thing,
Yeah.
where do homosexual men learn how to be homosexual with the flamboyancy? Because there are a lot of homosexual men that are not flamboyant. They're just homosexual, and you cannot tell that they're homosexual. Versus some are very flamboyant. I guess they're mimicking, what they see other flamboyant gay men do, or are they mimicking what they see women do? Because there's such a stark difference in the type of homosexual men that are out there. Where does that come from? I'm just curious. As a heterosexual male, I always wonder why there's that difference.
Well, one is because there are some people who still like to be very secretive about what they do in the bedroom. Period. You know the man who, and I'm a woman, and I go out and I have to ask because I am what you care for, baby, me or my brother. Just keep it gangster with me, like we don't want to play with you because I don't want to offend you if I'm not your preference.
Right.
And they respect it, and they would tell you, right? But I'm talking about hat, cop, Tim's on, jewelry. I think they might want me, but yeah, and still they don't. They still want to portray, I don't want you to notice who I am, so I'm going to cover up this way. Flip side. They're very competitive, the ones that are flamboyant, because they believe they can outdo anything a woman can do, because in their mind, they are a woman. There is nothing you can do to change that, has no idea about the gender they were born with. In their mind, they are a woman. Female who want to be men. In their mind, they are a man. See, the trajectory of a change many, many years ago, because when it first became very popular, these are people who were raped by the same sex and just decided, I really don't want to be available to the man. So as a woman who was raped by her brother or her cousin or whomever, if I appear to look like a man, he ain't going to want me because he wants a girl. Boys, if I appear to look like a girl to a man, he ain't going to want me because it's some men who just like little boys. But now it became so comfortable in the world to just be yourself. I'm desiring to be what I want to be. It has nothing to do with my sexuality. It has nothing to do with who I sleep with. Because it's men who turn off, turn on every day. They go to work as men, and at night they're women. They know how to do what desires themselves. It's not about anyone other than them. So it has nothing to do with what they came up with or how they did it. They just like what they like.
Yeah, Doc, I got to follow up on that one.
Go ahead.
So what impact do you think the alphabets, and you know that's lesbians, but you know all the way down. What do you think social media, do you think it's being forced down our throats now? You see so much of it. Every TV show has a gay character. Now, I'm not saying there's anything bad with them. I'm not being homophobic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not forced down our throat. You know what it is?
What?
It's their time. It's their presence, right? They're present. They want you to know they're present, and they're still human. So people deserve to be what they want to be.
Since it's a certain segment, a certain amount of our society that is that way, do you think that it's being forced on the heterosexual side?
I don't believe that because it's individually choice for you to feel like
the youth.
Well, the youth, I'm talking about I'm not talking about adults, but see, this is my point. If you watch a cartoon, I don't care if it's whatever, there's gay characters, and I know the part that you want to make that child that is gay feel that it's okay, so you want him to be represented also. But at what point is there or do you think there is? It may not, in your opinion, may not be an over-representation, but it's like, it's almost where they'll put a gay scene in something just to put it in there, whereas you've never seen a scene in a cartoon where a heterosexual went as far to imply that they were sleeping together in a cartoon, but now they have it all the time.
And I think what we have done is we started accepting this role because the hate law make us act like we can. Oh, I don't want to say that, and now we letting social media let us not be real. I'm old school, okay? I'm with what a grandmother would say. Little kids ain't got no business knowing the difference between what you got in your pants and I got in mine anyway. So how they decide a boy likes a boy or a girl likes a girl at 6 is beyond me. But I ain't in the household, right? But then when they do that, have they had a difficult conversation to find out if your brother touched them?
Oh.
Why does baby like boys? Because the first instinct for sex for me and sex for you, and if I have, what can I say? If I have an orgasm, the orgasm for the 6-year-old is an orgasm for a 50-year-old. Ain't no different. And if I like it, I like it. So if I'm sitting there thinking, I like this boy, and I ain't never had no pussy before, I'm going to want that. That's what gave me.
That's what I've been
I
saying
learned.
all along. I told you that
But
shit's
nobody's
bad.
asking these conversations about why this baby like boys.
Wow.
He shouldn't even know what a girl got yet.
Wow.
So what happened? Because these adults are secretively touching these children in these homes and nobody's talking about it.
Wow.
All right, it already went past, but
I got it
there was
right
a comment up there. Read that comment. We're going to
Anthony
flip off.
Jackson said, I would never say that mental health doesn't exist, but I do believe people are using mental health and racism as a crutch. Not everything we do is because of mental health, or everything that happens to us is not because of racism.
Okay.
And
then
On point, AB.
I wanted to, because
then read.
it almost seems like now every time something happens, first thing they want is somebody did something stupid. Just stupid. It was just stupid.
Yeah.
The first thing they want to say, he's going to a mental health facility. And how do you differentiate the people that's using it as a crutch?
Well,
and because that's going to keep the people that actually needs the help from getting help, in my eyes.
Well, I think what I want to just surface it all for everybody, there's not a human walking the earth without an issue, first off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Me, you, them, there is not one human walking the earth without an issue. The brain is set up that from 0 to 3, it takes up 75% of its usage just having the human walk, talk, and use the bathroom. Now you just get up and walk. You taught that at between 0 and 3. You use the bathroom. You learn how to understand your body. You don't pee on yourself nowhere. No bed, sleep, none of that. And you talking and you communicating. And these are things that you learn from 0 to 3. That's 75% of the brain, right? The other 15% is literally reading, writing, math, morals, and values. The yes sirs, the yes ma'ams, the pleases, and the thank yous that automatically come in response of a conversation. You're taught that so young that from 9 to 15, 95% of the human brain is taken up with these things. There's 5% of the lifespan of the entire human. I mean, the lifespan of the entire human that allows you to take in and take out some of the stuff that's learned. We could be in the same math class. I ain't gonna understand algebra like you. I can write different. We learn cursive. Kid now don't know what that is. There's so many different entities of the brain. It's still only 5% for you and 5% for me to figure out how I'm going to keep this. I don't want to be an alcoholic. I don't want to be on crack. I don't want to be a raper. I don't want to be a murderer. I don't want to be a liar. You're trying to differentiate it because it's around us all. So how you got to figure is, it is mental health. And we have to stop negating that Uncle Bobby got a problem. His mama didn't get him no help, now she dead, and he's stuck, destroying the rest of his family. She got an issue, but we so afraid to tell the world, I know that's my sister, that's just who they is. No, that's over now. Get them some help. If it take the entire family, quit shifting it under the rug. It's over now. Mental health is cool. It's really cool to get the help. It's dope as ever. I myself am going to sit on the couch till I die. Sit on the couch, man. Get your people that you love, your wife, your children, your mama, your daddy. Get some help. So it is real. Quit running from it.
But what about the denial of, especially when they become an adult and they don't think or they don't even recognize what their issue may be?
Is when a situation takes about, right? And we in a situation, and you have to literally say, remember we were talking about, I felt like it was time for you to get some help. This is what I'm discussing. This is what I'm talking about. Remember? Don't get upset with me. And I know it's hard during the denial. And I tell people all the time, when the chicken wings out and the game on and everybody laughing, pick it up. Let's talk about it. Let's not do it when we mad and angry. You ain't getting nothing out there. That's only fair. But when we cool, we vibing, we hugging, we cuddling, I'm really kind of worried about you. I see you the other day, you didn't seem to be yourself. You want to talk about it? I'm here, I love you. This no bars hold. Who can judge you? We in the house. We pick our nose, fart, and shit in the same spot. We ain't tripping. We can't be mad about that. I love you.
Okay.
Let me show you how much I love you. Let me help you.
Good, I got to follow up on that. And this, well, last week you heard everybody, few last week's episode. But I touched on a little bit, and I want you to like kind of get in more detail. Like, say if we hanging out,
Yeah.
and he's my boy, and he says something like, "Man, I can't take it anymore. I just want to kill myself." At what point do you think I should dial 911, or how would you go about getting somebody help? Because by being in my profession, I've seen a lot of it's really big with black teens now, suicide.
I'm very keen on this. I actually am really, really profound in the suicide area, definitely for teens. I've prevented some from happening, and I'll tell you what I did, right? I tell everybody it's all individualized and what you think is important. I don't leave that person, and I call an immediate family connection at that point. Anybody attached to who that is. If my homeboy, I'm calling the wife. We're not calling 911 right away until the family attached to this person can make that executive decision. Because I got to lock you up. Like, you can't tell me that. I tell my clients, every time we meet, you got to tell me if you're suicidal. And I tell them when we first meet, if you ever tell me, unfortunately, I got to have you locked up. Because I'm a mandated reporter.
Okay. All
In
right.
the event that it's my home girl who's not my client, I'm calling husbands, I'm calling parents, I'm calling children. We sitting there, we not leaving. I'm there. I ain't going nowhere. I'm asleep. We ain't going to sleep because I want to make sure I love you. I got you. But I can't make that decision because they're not my client. But their family can, and I'm going to offer the suggestion. I don't believe this person is stable. I think we're going to go let them get some rest, let them get this medicine to take their brain down and stop running so much, and we'll be back in 48 hours and come and get them.
Yeah, because I'll say when I was a SWAT, almost 70% of the SWAT calls that resulted in death were somebody that was had mental issues.
And I'm not negating that, right? But I think everybody we know has thought about how we could make it in. And if people tell you they haven't, they lying to you. I can tell you when I lost my son, I swear to God, I remember driving and there was a truck next to me on the highway and my son was killed in a car accident, and my mind said, I bet if I go underneath that truck right now, I'm not gonna have to worry about tomorrow, but I'll get to him today. And I remember thinking, dang, that's cold. You got 3 other kids, that's selfish. But my mindset was, I can't handle this guy, why would you do that? Then it wasn't just he died, I had to pull the plug. It was the day before my birthday. I saw a brain. I ain't no science major. I wasn't ready. Right? But I thought about every decision I made. The very first time I had sex, I got pregnant with him. I then had to learn how to live and be a mother. I ain't know how to change no diapers. I ain't even babysit. Like, I ain't know nothing about that. So I wasn't ready to have him, and I wasn't ready to bury him. And it just hurt. It was to a point where I was just thinking, we're all a thought away from taking our own lives. The reason most people don't is they think it's gonna hurt.
All right, you touched on something. We're gonna touch on that when we come back.
Key West real quick.
What we got? No one is what's up, bro? No one is raising free-range young males and females, not in the ATL or Baltimore. They are raising themselves. The streets got them before they can understand that they are working their way into the prison pipeline. There's no way a 12-year-old should be a master car thief. No parent, no real family, no positive role models.
That's right.
Amen.
All right, so
Word.
you touched on something in regards to unplanned parenthood, and I want to reach into that. I wasn't going to go there, but I want to go there when we come back.
Please.
Classic Konversations.
Excuse me. Okay, we'll go back to it.
Okay.
Okay, read Benjamin Edward Jr.'s. One of the worst stigmatizing things in the black community is the shame of getting help outside of the religious community.
Absolutely.
Good one, bro.
Hey, man, I've been saying it on this show. You know how people say you have a rites of passage to becoming a man or rites of passage to becoming anything. I've been saying, in my eyes anyway, the rites of passage for a black man is when he can actually ask for help.
Absolutely.
And I ain't saying ask for $50 or $100.
That's right.
I'm saying ask for real help from somebody.
Yep.
When a black man can actually take his pride down enough to ask somebody for help, that's when you've actually crossed over to that thing. And this is in my opinion, on Classic Konversations, that's when you actually have become a full man.
Oh, man.
We'll be right back. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's come.
You hit that on. When I tell men all the time, my clients for men have trumped since COVID because they fear dying. They don't want to die. They get up every day and they thought, I ain't gonna die. I live my life. But when they saw everybody